what is an effort-driven organization? So I've drawn a little bit of a picture here. A whole bunch of people across different functions, all working very, very hard, very reactively to achieve an outcome. So this kind of describes it quite nicely, where you've got a whole bunch of different people, and you've got all these external pressures that are pushing on them. You know, lots of meetings, equipment breakdowns if you're running in a manufacturing environment or mining, lots of emails that are hitting you every single day, emergent events, changing priorities, performance pressures, projects now that we have to also deliver, AR projects, Excel reports, BI dashboards that we're all trying to report, and then your customers that are also potentially shouting you for stuff. So you've got all of these people working across purposes with these operators. I put question marks here because they're all trying to do their activities with all these changing priorities. So often the symptoms, which I've kind of gone through, is you're in firefighting mode. Explaining yesterday's performance leads to frustration, low morale, burnout, people feeling overwhelmed, insistent quality. Other key point, if you're working below your pay grade, often we see the GM working below their pay grade in the detail. They don't trust the data they've been given. No clear sense of purpose, too many meetings, all I do is spend my time in meetings, conflicting priorities, and poor performance, missing deadlines, missing quality. So, you know, that's what an effort-driven organization is. And there are 4 key things we find consistently across industries globally. If you interview the people, I don't know what a good day looks like for me. So I don't know if I'm doing a good day. I'm busy doing stuff. I'm continually getting reprioritized in terms of what I'm doing. I do not have the resources to effectively do my job. That means not in special tools, software, people, whatever it might be. And the other key important point is I've been doing this job for a long time, but no one's asking for my input to improve it. Only the smart people sitting in the offices think they know best. So that's the effort-driven organization. So what do we do at Vuuma here? And I've drawn another picture. You've probably seen us talk about an operating model. And I want to give you the quick 30 seconds. So number 1, and it's interesting, we all think we know what our value stream is, but ultimately, there's a value stream of work that we have to undertake. And whether you're in banking, mining, manufacturing, there's a value stream of activities that are interconnected. And that's what creates the value for the business. And somewhere in that system, there's a constraint. That means we must focus on that constraint. All right? So that's the first thing we need to align. Then we need to build an operating model to organize everybody to do the right work at the right time, so that how do we deliver that value creation to our customers? So a couple of important points. We've got to make sure we have our effective levels of work. People working at the right levels of work, right down to the operator, to the exec or GM level. Someone's worrying about hourly work, someone's worrying about daily, weekly, monthly, and forward-looking versus tactical. We find a lot of GMs in operations across industries. GM is worrying about yesterday's performance and are basically spending 90% of their time tactically, not looking forward around setting up the organization for success. Mapped to those levels of work, we need to have cascading KPIs. A value driver tree is a really great way to visualize that. What is your overall objective of the organization? What's the measure we try and, how do those map all the way down to the actual operators and the leading indicators and the levers that they have which impact overall performance? So that's very, very important. Then management routines. Those are the meetings. Those are our tool to effectively run an organization. The right drumbeat, proper outcome and purpose and agenda for every single meeting. So that's the core framework that is generally not designed well in any organization. And then there are 3 time horizons that we have to design. Because if you think about this now as our value stream, we first need a work management process, which often is called short interval control, and that's about improving stability. How do we consistently deliver value and deliver work out of there in a consistent, reliable, stable way? Control charts are often the way to use that. The next level is operational planning. That's all about how do we do long interval control to increase capability of the organization. So this is about consistently and confidently delivering work in a stable way. This is about increasing capability. You know, in operational planning, we look at an asset strategy. What is our budget resource plan? What's our ops plan? There's processes we need to follow, and we need to look at increasing capability and what projects are we doing to increase capability. Now, what's important is this is really about the operations staff. This is about management looking at what the forward-looking capability requirements are, and often these two worlds are muddled together into capability, which is long-interval control and short-interval control together. And then strategic planning. Without strategic planning, we don't know what our targets are, therefore we don't know what to focus, we therefore don't know what to prioritize. So you've got to build this framework so the right people are working right levels, the right performance measures, management routines, working in the right functional processes. So very, very quick overview of what this is all about, but please feel free to contact me if you've got any questions.